All right, how can you subtract decimals is the essential question for lesson 2-5. What is the difference in the wingspans of the two butterflies? So I have a butterfly here, which is 5 and 92 hundredths centimeters. I have a butterfly that is 4 and 37 hundredths centimeters. And I love this guy. He says, make sure you estimate first, okay? You want to make sure that your answer is reasonable when you get to an answer at the end. So this is about 6. This is about 4. 6 minus 4 is 2. So we're looking for the answer of 2. Sometimes I like to put an estimation in a little cloud because it's just kind of like my thought bubble of what I'm supposed to get. He uses this diagram. This is actually called a bar diagram. I want you to write that down because the bar diagram is going to come up in lesson 2-6. Okay? They kind of place it here, but then they actually have you using it next. So this is the bar diagram, and it just basically says, here's the total, 592. Ooh, that's blurry. 592 on top. I know that this one is for 37, so there's got to be a little difference in the wingspans, which is here. This is like the missing amount of my bar. Okay, another way to use subtraction, in addition to what I showed you on the solve and share, is a number line. I would not use this way, but I'm going to show it to you. If I had 592, I could subtract my 4 wholes first, because remember, it was 5.92, sorry, 5 and 92 hundredths minus 4 and 37 hundredths. Okay, so I can hop back my 4 first. So 592, hop back 4, boop, and you're going to be at 192, okay? Then I could go back 3 tenths, boop, and I'd be at 162, and then I could go back 7 hundredths, boop, boop. What's a really tiny boop? And I would be at 1 and 55 hundredths. So that's one way to solve, okay? I could use a number line. Or I could use partial differences. We talk about partial products. We talk about partial sums, partial quotients. So here's partial differences, in case you were curious. I could do one place value at a time. I could do 5 minus 4, 192. Then I could subtract my 3 tenths, and x at 0. I get 162. And then I could subtract my 7 hundredths, and I get 155. Boom. Okay, but in 5th grade, we are just going to do the traditional algorithm, and in order to do that, you do need to know how to regroup. So to take away 7 hundredths, I don't have 2 or 7 hundredths to take away yet, so I'm going to regroup my tenths, turn this into 8 tenths, and give 10 hundredths to this digit. So now it's 12. 12 minus 7 is 5. 8 minus 3 is 5. And 5 minus 4 is 1. So it's 1 and 55 hundredths. Looking for my label of centimeters. Convince me, in the solution above, what strategies can you use to subtract the 7 hundredths? Okay, instead, I want you to convince me that you know how to regroup and show me how to annex a 0. So we are going to do, I don't know, I like to do numbers that mean something to me. So 5 was my number forever, but at one point I did have to be number 16 in soccer because a senior ahead of me got number 5. So my freshman year I had to be 16. And let's subtract that from 2, I don't know. Now I'm not thinking of numbers, so I'm just going to make up a number, 88. Okay, so this is going to show me that you know how to borrow. I also want you to show me that you know how to annex. So let's do 34.7 minus 15.82. By the way, this is about 30 minus about 15, so it's going to be about 15. Or you could say about 35 minus 15 is close to 20. Over here, I have about 5 minus about 3. My answer is going to be about 2. So make sure that your answers make sense. Line it up, and come see me for the answer.